I'm Liz Faublas. There is a major development about allegations of clerical sex abuse in Pennsylvania. A 1,400-page grand jury report detailing charges of abuse by hundreds of priests in the state has been released. The claims, which date back to the 1940s, are part of what's being called the most comprehensive look yet at clerical sex abuse in the United States. Current News' Michelle Powers has the latest.
The grand jury report, 2 years in the making, lists more than 300 accused clergy and more than 1,000 child victims over 70 years.
Dozens of witnesses testified before the grand jury, detailing acts of sexual abuse by priests and how senior church officials covered up their criminal conduct, prioritizing their institution over the safety and welfare of these young boys and girls.
It also alleges a pattern of behavior by bishops throughout every diocese in Pennsylvania. The state's Attorney General Josh Shapiro charging the clerics didn't report cases of abuse to law enforcement.
The abuse scarred every diocese. The cover-up was sophisticated.
The grand jury report states that all victims were brushed aside in every part of the state by church leaders who prefer to protect the abusers and their institutions above all. The main thing was not to help children, but to avoid scandal.
The grand jury subpoenaed and reviewed 500,000 pages of documents, internal church documents.
Shapiro says he thinks many children were probably afraid to even come forward, leaving the actual number of abuse survivors unknown. The grand jury looked back over 70 years of accusations. One prominent American cardinal, Donald Wuerl, now the Archbishop of Washington, D.C., had been the Bishop of Pittsburgh. He's written that no matter what the grand jury says about his tenure there, protecting children has always been his top priority. He and other church leaders say reforms made in the last 20 and 30 years have gone far to eradicate the scourge of sexual abuse.
The challenge is always the effort to determine what actually happened, and then to see that the victim is cared for, the survivor is cared for, and the priest is out of ministry.
The 1,400-page report makes clear that few criminal cases may result from the massive investigation. Attorney General Shapiro says that almost every instance of the abuse found is too old to be prosecuted. Michelle Powers, Current News.
The president of the U.S. Catholic Bishops' Conference, Cardinal Daniel DiNardo, released a statement about the Pennsylvania grand jury. He said the report again illustrates the pain inflicted upon victims of sexual abuse, and he continues, quote, "As a body of bishops, we are shamed by and sorry for the sins and omissions by Catholic priests and Catholic bishops." Cardinal DiNardo added that the Bishop's Charter for the Protection of Children and Young People that was adopted in 2002 and revised since commits the Church to respond promptly and compassionately to survivors, report abuse to law enforcement, remove offenders, and take ongoing actions to prevent abuse. You can also follow this story at The Tablet. Go to thetablet.org, and for Spanish, go to Nuestra Voz at nuestra-voz.org.